sound a certain way, to create a certain emotion. All right, if we incorporated the slap, right? Now we have our notes. We have all the notes that we can practice together. Now, there's plenty of other notes on the drum. We haven't done this and all this and that. This is just one note exercise that you can work on to get these different notes. And it'll, I think, help a lot for a pop rock type context. You're using a lot of these. Right? You're using a lot of those different notes that are in this exercise, that are in this tone exercise. Hello, what's happening, everyone? William Johnson here. In this episode, I want to give you an exercise that I believe will help bring some clarity to your tone on the bongos. This is really geared towards more of the beginners and intermediate, but it's a good exercise just to keep your chops up as well, regardless of your level of playing. I'm going to show you the exercise, and then I'll show you the pattern slower, break it down, and then I'll play it for 3 minutes straight, and then you can practice it along with me. So the exercise is going to go like this. And that's going to be the exercise. And so we're incorporating all of these different tones, mostly on the small head of the bongo drum. Now, you can also incorporate the slap. So I'm going to start on my left hand, and then thumb, thumb. But if you're having a hard time with the slap, you can go ahead and just focus on the other tones the way I did it before. And really, you can use this exercise to focus on whichever one of those notes. But this exercise, the idea is that you're practicing all of the different tones and you're making them all sound distinct the way that they should. All right? So slower, breaking down this exercise slower is going to start. I'm going to start with my left hand, and I'm going to play with my thumbs. And I'm doing this rotating motion, whereas if my palm was facing me and I can see my palm, and then I show you, like now you don't see it, now you do see it, but we're doing this rotating motion into the drum, right? And the first one we're going to and it's the side of the thumb here, like the meaty side of the thumb, and it's swiping right across towards the center of the drum on the bongo there. And this drum is squeaking. Let me tighten that up there. So, and it's an open note, okay? But because it's my thumb, it's a heavier digit of my hand, it's going to be a lower tone than obviously sliding out on the rim and hitting a finger, mostly on my fingers. So we're doing this motion, right? And then so we're going left, right, open, open, letting it bounce, resonate. All right? The next two are going to be closed notes. And what I mean by that is we don't let it resonate. We're playing into the drum. Okay? So now I'm taking that same part of my hand and I'm playing in. I'm pressing into the drum. Not too hard, but I'm just coming down and acting like there's glue, like this ultimate super glue on the drum, and it's sticking to the drum. So the first two, open, open with our thumbs, then close, close with our thumb. And I like practicing this thumb because with bongos, it's mostly fingers. It's a lot of finger playing, right? And the drums are smaller as well, and that has a lot to do with it. And then traditionally, we use a lot of our fingers. We can get more sounds by using individual fingers, including our thumbs. And even in the traditional context, bongoceros, bongo players, use this thumb a lot in rhythms like the martillo, right? If I'm just playing on the small head or move. But if I'm also playing let's say I'm the drummer and I'm playing in like a 2 and 4, the snare on every second beat and fourth beat type of rock type groove, right? Where I'm going something like this. You see how I'm using my thumb there? I'm using this motion here to be able to play with my hands or my fingers as well, and my thumb. So that allows me to have more flexibility, more creativity, just more at my, I don't know what words I was going to use there, but basically I have more to work with. All right. So open, open, close, close. All right. And then we're going to do 2 more close notes. And it's toward, my fingers are coming towards the center of the drum, but this time I'm using my whole hands like on a conga drum or a djembe, and I'm pressing into the head of the drum. And I'm playing mostly with about where the knuckles up to the fingertips, and not keeping them too tight, too close. All right. We're not doing this, and we're not doing this. It's somewhere in between. And they're tight enough that I can get that mup. Now, the more I go into the drum, closer to the center, the higher pitch or the lower pitch it becomes. Now, if I go all the way towards the center, where my fingers are in the center, it's going to be more dead and a lot of attack, especially just on the smaller drum. But if I come just slightly out of where my fingertips meet the center, and a lot of this depends on your hands and the drum, but if I come just a little bit out, I get a little bit more tone from the drum. Come out. See that? So that's going to be our close. So we have open, open, close, close with our thumbs, and then close, close with our fingers, our hands here, pressing into the drum. Then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to come out a little bit more towards maybe about between where your knuckle is here, right? That second digit of your fingers and the first digit, or the actual fingertip, somewhere in between there. So more further out on the rim. And the main thing is that if whatever you hit with your left or your right, they should sound like each other. And you're going to focus throughout this exercise, okay? It's going to take a little bit to get the pattern, but it's worth it once you get the pattern and practice it. And once you're doing this left, right, or right, left, each one of those hands at that particular tone should sound alike. That's what you're focusing on throughout the exercise. All right. Then you're going to come out and play fingertips. All right. And we're coming all the way out to the rim, and it's about what my first digit is to the fingertip. It's all fingertips on the rim of the drum, and I'm coming down on the drum like so. Okay. And my fingers are actually hitting the rim of the drum, but I'm not hitting them hard. You don't want to hurt your hands here, right? And then I'm spraying out so that it's not a hammer note, what we call a hammer note or fingertip or on the rim. You can get all kinds of different notes by playing into the rim. But this time, for this note, I'm letting a tone resonate. Those overtones and the resonance of the drum, I'm letting it reverberate through the room. All right. So I'm bouncing off of the drum. Okay. So I have, again, all of them together. I have open, open, close, close, and then I have close, close, and then further out I have close, close. And then I have finger, finger. Okay? So I'll play the whole exercise, this whole tone exercise for you at a moderate tempo. And then we'll turn on the metronome and play it for 3 minutes straight. All right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, open with your thumbs, close with your thumbs, close with your hand, close, again, sliding out. Now fingertips, okay, all together. Now, each one of these tones should sound different. It's very important to be able to have a distinction, a separation in your tone. And there's many different exercises and combinations that you could come up with to to work on that separation, that clarity. And that's really what we mean by clarity on our instrument or on our drums, is to have some kind of intentional control, intentionality on separating each note. A slap should sound like a slap. A muff or a muted closed note should sound like a closed note and not an open note. Okay, and that's going to help the feeling of the groove feel even better. All right. So some grooves, it's not all about the chops, and it doesn't require various rudiments or rudimentary skills, but it may require good tone for it to feel a certain way, for it to sound a certain way, to create a certain emotion. All right, if we incorporated the slap, right? Now we have our notes. We have all the notes that we can practice together. Now, there's plenty of other notes on the drum. We haven't done this and all this and that. This is just one note exercise that you can work on to get these different notes. And it'll, I think, help a lot for a pop rock type context. You're using a lot of these. Right, you're using a lot of those different notes that are in this exercise, that are in this tone exercise. Let's play the exercise together with the metronome. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open, open. Now close with your thumbs. Close with your hands. Close, sliding back, fingertips. Let's do it again. Just settle right on in. Focus on each sound. Open, thumbs, close thumbs. Press into it. Press into it. Just come on back. Fingertips. Make that left hand and right hand sound just alike. Right? Try your best to keep them together. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're just making sure that each of the notes sound different. Fingertips sound different than thumbs, right? Closed thumbs sound different than open thumbs. Play into it. Fingertips. Again, open thumb, closed thumb. Closed fingers now. Closed fingers, sliding back, fingertips. Open thumb. Get this motion. Slide back. Fingertips. Open thumb. Closed thumb. Press into the drum, slide back, get a different notes between those two. Fingertips, open, open, close, 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 lower, close, higher. Fingertip, fingertip, open, open, close, close. Close, 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 higher pitch, close, fingertip, fingertip, open, open, close, 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 fingertip, fingertip, open, open, close, 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 fingertip, fingertip, open, open, close, close. Close, 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 close. Keep going. Fingertip, fingertip. Finish strong here. Almost there. And that's it. That's 3 minutes. You can choose to play this exercise however long you're going to do it. The idea is that you're focusing on putting any exercise you practice in some framework. Otherwise, you're not really sure if you're not accountable, right? You're not sure if you're actually progressing. It'll be hard to tell whether or not you're progressing. So, all right. So we had that exercise, and change it up a little bit. Play them as eighth notes as you get better at it instead of the quarter notes. You can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and, right? Instead of going 1, 2. You can play them as eighth notes and go back and forth. Okay? Now, this stuff here, these closed notes are very important because we want to be able to have the difference between playing open, where I hear the tone of the drum, right? And then I hear the hear that? All kinds of notes you can get from the bongos. And when you're talking about playing in a contemporary context, really any style of music, but in a contemporary context, you want to be able to make your bongos sing and make them play all these different notes, you know? And it may require, your bongos, the song may require a different tone, a different sound. If you're trying to play them like they're the bass, the kick and the snare, or you're playing them with the kick and the snare, depending on where the drummer has his stuff tuned and where whatever other instrumentation, piano, guitar, synths, vocals, you may want to switch up how you play and how the bongos sound and getting all of those different notes. You may only have 2 heads on the drum, but you have an infinite number of sounds. And if you can practice those and learn where all of those sounds are and come up with a system for yourself, then you will have an incredible amount of innovation, creativity, just, tools at your disposal there. All right. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully this helped. Give me some feedback down below. Let me know if I can make this a little clearer or expound upon it. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you for watching. God bless you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you, and I'll see you soon.